St. Augustine, America's oldest city, the historic fort right behind us. Down the road, the Fountain of Youth. All of this part of the base of operations for this episode of The Traveling Golfer that will take you to wondrous places like the TPC Sawgrass, home of the Players' Championship, Ponte Vedra Inn and Club, the World Golf Hall of Fame, and of course, right next door, the Renaissance Hotel. All of it on our trip to the greater St. Augustine area on The Traveling Golfer.
This lager comes from a place that's been brewing beer for longer than anyone else in America, where men and women have crafted amber gold in the caves below since before refrigeration. It comes from Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, and brings with it all the know-how that doing a thing well for nearly 200 years affords. Yuengling Traditional Lager. Respect. It's earned.
And then the tee shot at 17, the fishbowl of all golf holes of the world.
This might have been the most pure shot he hit.
In an old television show, they used to say, there's a million stories in the naked city. At TPC Sawgrass, there's way more than a million stories. And you know who knows them all? Bill Hughes, PGA member, general manager, and this is your playground.
It's me. Yeah, it's a special place, as you already know.
It's nice to be in charge of a property that has such a sovereign feeling with regard to the world of golf.
It's a testimony to professional golf, a testimony to the fans, the volunteers.
I know one volunteer that's been coming here for 30 years.
Every year, on their vacation, it's the same person I'm thinking, but that's one of 100 people that have been coming 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. The volunteers are the heartbeat of the PGA Tour, if you really think about it.
The average golf fan thinks these touring professionals come here for 1 week a year to play in the championship. Not really the true story, because so many of them are here all year round.
Yeah, we have 42 of them that live right here in Ponte Vedra Beach.
Can't get rid of them.
Yeah, well, they're here all, and we don't want to get rid of them. I mean, honestly, we've got past Players Champions that are here, walking the fairways, having lunch in the clubhouse. Someone's going to come here and fall in love with the weather, fall in love with the ocean, fall in love with the atmosphere, the club, the people, and they're going to buy homes here. The stories are unbelievable. You asked the question, I immediately think of Flagler College in St. Augustine. They came here and went to school because on vacation they came to St. Augustine, they fell in love with the area, they fell in love with the school. After they're done school, where do they live? Right here. When I arrived here in Ponte Vedra to oversee this clubhouse and final stages of the construction of the clubhouse, it was in 2006. The Players Champion that year, Phil Mickelson, the next year in May, he won the first Players Championship in this new configuration. And I've never seen a tour player walk up the last hole of a golf tournament with such pride. When Fred Funk, who lives here in Ponte Vedra, who is an icon here, won this championship against every odd. But he's a local guy, and they loved him. And for him to, at his age at that point, and he doesn't hit it real far, to win that championship was unbelievable. The people went crazy.
Visitors are certainly struck by the beauty of this clubhouse. But inside, it's another museum.
Yeah. There's an opportunity here to tell the story of the Players' Championship, the history of the PGA Tour, and human beings can do that.
There's old clubs, there's paintings, all of that stuff brings it alive.
And the 50-plus volunteers that we've taken on from day one here that have given now over 50,000 hours of their time. In any one day, there's more non-golfers in the clubhouse than there are golfers. It is a museum. It's the artifacts from the very first Players' Championship to the one last year.
If you were to talk about the general characteristics of this golf course, what would you say?
Well, Pete Dye. It's the first thing that would come to mind. I mean, Pete Dye's definitely got a flavor, a style. It's stadium golf. Mounds of dirt were moved and these lakes were created. So Pete Dye's style is play the golf course backwards. Look at where the pin is and look at the side of the fairways that you're going to go, and you'll have an angle. If you're on the wrong side of the fairway and the pin's cut on the wrong side of the green, it makes the hole very difficult. So you'll see that the fairways generally are wider than your normal typical type golf course, but the greens are going to be set at angles that it's going to make it very important for you to learn how to golf your ball and control your ball left and right and the shape of your shot. It is a mental situation with Pete Dye. It's right in front of you. There's no deceiving you, but you're going to have to be able to control your golf ball to play this golf course at the highest level and win a championship like the Players Championship.
Those who try to reach the par 5 number 9 in 2 shots face a lot of obstacles right around the green. You might be a little better off nestling one into this area about 125 yards from the hole. Just like that. Number 12 is a short par 4 that's been reconfigured a little bit to tease the player to try to go for the green off the tee. For us, even from the white tees, pretty tough proposition. Reaching the par 5 16 in 2 shots is one of the scariest propositions in golf. Even on a 3-shot hole, the trick is threading the ball between the water and this very daunting tree and surrounding bunker right in front. The key to playing the famous or infamous 17th hole is preparation. With the hole cut 12 feet from that bulkhead, we need a little bit more preparation. Excuse me.
Hi, David Glott here, founder and president of Tour Edge Golf, bringing you the Hot Launch 2 Fairway Wood. This is the straight version, so it's a little more traditional, but it's a little larger with a low center of gravity, so it's really easy to hit.
The 450 SS Hyper Steel construction is thinner than a normal fairway wood for greater forgiveness. The new deeper center of gravity and new heavier sole weight really launches the ball quickly. The shallow face design really makes this fairway wood easy to hit from rough or tight lies from the fairway.
We dare you to find a better custom-fitted value in golf.
The Ponte Vedra Inn and Club, such a relaxed, genteel place. So relaxed, we had to wake up Adam Fricke, one of the golf professionals here. No, we didn't. He was awake and working hard all day. But he definitely gets the feeling that you have here at Ponte Vedra.
Yes, Tony. The Ponte Vedra Club is a remarkable place. It's AAA 5-diamond resort with over 250 rooms. 200 of those being right on the ocean. Walk out the back door immediately on the beach. Comes with 2 championship golf courses here. The Lagoon course, originally built around 1961. It's a Golf Digest Award winner. The Ocean course, originally designed in 1928 by Herbert Strong.
Boy, that's early Florida golf.
Yeah. Also a Golf Digest Award winner. Right behind us here, you're going to see this is the original island green. This is the par 3 9th on the Ocean course. It's the first one built in 1928. It was also selected to host the 1939 Ryder Cup. That eventually got canceled, but we were the host site of the Ryder Cup.
A little thing called World War II got in the way of the Ryder Cup.
Got in the way. It's going to test every golfer of all calibers. Doesn't matter if you're a scratch golfer or a higher handicapper. You'll get a good test out here at the Ponte Vedra Club.
The Ocean course at Ponte Vedra Inn and Club is part of the early history of golf in Florida. Palm trees, some oak trees, plenty of water, plenty of sand, and a nice little gentle roll to build this golf course, which later was redesigned by Robert Trent Jones in the late 40s and then Bobby Weed in the late 90s. 6,800 yards from the back tees, 5 sets of tees. One thing that you'll find is some generous tee shot landing area. The bunkering brings in the first level of trouble. Some huge bunkers, both on the fairways and by the greens, some steep bunkers. And then of course, to add a little bit more drama to the green complexes, many of the greens are ringed by water. After negotiating all the trouble on the second shot. You'll come to putting surfaces that are at the same time both smooth, beautiful, velvet, but treacherous. They're huge, and they also have a lot of undulation, allowing for hole locations that can turn this somewhat gentle course into a bit of a beast. If they want some championship play, they can hold it on the ocean course. The Lagoon course is a shot maker's dream. 6,000 yards from the back tees, plenty of palm trees, sand, water, great architectural names. Originally designed by Robert Trent Jones, opened in 1961. A renovation was done in 1977 by Joe Lee, and then in 2007, another tweaking by Bobby Weed. It's a real taste of Florida, a walk in the park that happens to have a little bit of golf to it. 6 par 3s on the Lagoon course. Did I say this was a short course? Number 3, 203 yards over the water. Wow. Number 6 on the Lagoon course, the number 1 handicap hole, and one of the few holes where you really feel comfortable enough to take the driver out of the bag. Plenty of tee shot landing area, but you're going to need the driver. This is a long one. The golfer is confronted with a number of deep bunkers. Most are right up against the green, but some, like this one, are 40 yards in front of the green, a way of creating an optical illusion. That Robert Trent Jones, he was a trickster. Derek DeStefano, PGA professional, managing partner here at the golf club at South Hampton. A course that was built by Mark McCumber in 1999, but the DeStefano family bought it in 2012. Hands-on management. That is the model for daily fee golf course ownership these days. You got to be hands-on if you're going to make any money, and apparently the golf club at South Hampton is very vibrant right now. We saw a lot of play out here.
It is doing very well. The hands-on management is a significant aspect, and the feel that you create.
Now, McCumber did design, in his early days, a few golf courses that were harder than Chinese arithmetic. But this is not really one of them.
No, we love being a very player-friendly golf course. However, the back tee compared to the normal average golfer tees is a wonderful challenge.
6 tees make it a little bit less difficult, but 16 lakes, well.
It's not like normal Florida golf courses, though, where you may have water on 15 of the 18 holes. There's not a lot of water. We do have the 16 lakes, but it does provide a good challenge, but it's also player-friendly.
Looks like there's pretty decent tee shot landing area, very generous throughout, and that's probably one of the ways you can get the people around.
We pride ourselves on our pace of play here, less than 4 hours and 18 minutes, even though we often do 200 rounds a day here.
Well, this is where you said the course really begins. The final 4 holes, tell us about it, starting with 15.
Indeed, it certainly does. Here at the 15th hole at Southampton, it is a monstrous par 3. It still offers you the opportunity to have some bailout area, but it's all about that bunker in front of the green. Make sure you take plenty of club and you'll be just fine. 16 is the longest forced carry on the golf course. Still a shorter par 4, so not too terribly difficult, but you do have that forced carry off the tee.
17, I know, is a big boy hole.
17 is the big boy hole. It's the longest hole on the golf course. Definitely a 3-shot hole. Lots of bunkers, big scary water hazard off the tee, but there is bailout zone to the left.
And number 18, you always finish with a strong one, it seems like.
That's right. Just before you have lunch, you still have a forced carry to get over. Again, one of the few on the golf course here, but if you navigate that forced carry and get it out past the trees on the left, you'll be just fine.
Do you know there are 68 golf courses in Northeast Florida? What a wonderful area for golf, a lot of hidden gems. And this guy works in the middle of this. He's David Reese. He is president of Florida's First Coast of Golf. Tell us a little bit about this area. I know it encompasses St. John County, Ponte Vedra Beach, St. Augustine, and of course the area around the World Golf Hall of Fame. What's the golf like here?
Well, you've really got all different types of golf. This is the central part of our region, St. Augustine and Ponte Vedra Beach, but to the north you've got Amelia Island, a wonderful airport to fly into. And into the south here is Palm Coast. The gem of the area is home of the PGA Tour, the Players Championship.
We sort of headquartered for the show at the Renaissance Hotel right next to the World Golf Hall of Fame. Slammer and the Squire right outside the door. A very wonderful player-friendly golf course.
Right.
And then right down the street is the King and the Bear, co-designed by Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer.
Only one like it in the world.
I wasn't aware that just the next exit up on 95, a cluster of 3 courses right there.
Oh, and all of them are just great. I mean, South Hampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Cimarron.
I know this is a tough question, but do you have a favorite course in the area?
Boy, you're going to get me in trouble, Tony. We got so many of them here that we represent, but I would answer that question the closest one. Because, you know, anywhere you turn, I mean, there's 2 and 3 courses within 5 miles.
Golf is all about history. And the man who lives his life immersed in golf history, the official historian of the World Golf Hall of Fame, Dr. Tony Parker. It's nice to be in your kingdom.
This is the place. This is the center of the golfing historical world. St. Andrews is close, but when we talk about celebrating the life and the legacies of the greats of the game, this is where you come. Well, we have 35,000 square feet of exhibition space within the hall. Again, celebrating not only competitors, golfers male and female, but writers, and golf course architects, and teachers, manufacturers. People who have made a significant contribution to the game are celebrated here within the hall. My favorite section of the museum has to be the locker room. We have over 150 lockers representing each one of the members of the Hall of Fame, and that's where they get to reflect their personality. So you might find in Jumbo Ozaki's locker a samurai sword. Every locker is different. Every locker reflects the personality of the individual. Could be most anything you see in there, and it's fantastic.
When people come here, how much time should they put aside for the visit to the World Golf Hall of Fame?
Well, our admission is good for 2 days.
Someone like me who, after all that time spending here hours and hours, days and days, can't leave without happy hour and Caddyshack. Can't be beat.
That's true. That is true.
We're sitting at the beautiful back court area of the Renaissance Hotel at the World Golf Village with General Manager Justin Nels, and talk about convenience. You roll out of your room, the Slammer and the Squire right here, King and the Bear right down the street.
You're correct, Tony. This is an amazing resort. We're very close to Jacksonville Airport. You walk outside, we have an 18-hole natural putting course. Whether you just played a long round on the golf course, you want to come back and hone your skills, walk around, have a cold beer, hit a few balls. Another great thing about the putting course is for families and children. They can come out here, they can learn the game of golf on a green. We're not going to be rushed. My understanding is it's the only 18-hole natural grass putting course in the state of Florida. And what's even nicer is the challenge hole. You want to go out there and take a shot to 17th of Sawgrass, have a few swings at it, you hit the green, we buy you a beer.
Now the hotel itself, I've stayed here a number of times. Very, very comfortable, wonderful hotel with all the amenities, and the staff always takes great care of you.
We embrace customer service. We have a phenomenal chef who's won Taste of North Florida 3 years in a row. There's nothing that we don't offer here at this amazing resort.
Right here, right next to I-95.
You know, we joke about that. We probably have more cars passing our resort than any other Marriott on the eastern seaboard. You know, you said 95 is right next door, but once you get back into the resort, the ambiance is unbelievable. You don't hear any car noise. You have beautiful golf courses, nice walking trails, great restaurants. It's just an amazing place, and I'm proud to be here.
When it comes time to discover all there is to do in this first discovery city in America, we've got to deal with Richard Goldman, because he is president and CEO of the Visitors Bureau, the man who knows what's happening in the area. Thanks for being our tour guide.
Well, thank you for being here. This place began over 450 years ago.
Let's dispel the old image right away. St. Augustine as an old people's town, this is where they came and relaxed. It really has become a happening spot. These restaurants all have music at night. It really is a very changing demographic.
Once the millennials discovered that this destination was walkable, easy to get in and out of, affordable, and had these unique experiences.
Yes, you have the beaches, but you have this wonderful bayfront here. People just walking up day and night. harbor for sailors, kayakers, boaters.
All along our 42 miles of coastline and also inland on our rivers, stand-up paddleboards have gotten to be very popular as well. And of course you heard the cannon go off.
That was the cannon at the fort.
Much of what you can see just from your car is the kinds of things that Ponce de Leon saw 500 years ago when he came off our shores to discover Florida. A great place to see that is at the Guana Research Reserve. Displays of all the kind of flora and fauna that were here at the time that give you a sense for what this area was even before people were here.
Perfect introduction to all there is in St. Augustine and St. John County. From the tower atop the World Golf Hall of Fame, you can see almost all of St. John County. The great golf, the great history, the great outdoor activity, the great dining and entertainment, all of the things that make a trip to the World Golf Hall of Fame, St. Johns County, such a wonderful experience for golfers, for families. We've enjoyed our trip to the area. We hope that you, on your next trip to Florida, make all of this part of your golf experience. And remember, you saw it all here on The Traveling Golfer.
Tony Leodora's golf wardrobe, courtesy of Antigua, the leader in modern golf apparel. Tour Edge is the official equipment sponsor of The Traveling Golfer.